Recorded now. What's up, everybody? It's Jason24CF4 EventHubs.com. Here at CEO with the great Mark Julio, sir. How are you?
Good to see you again, man. Good to see you. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, sir. Every time we talk is always off the record, and I always say, I want to interview you, and the 99.9% of the answers I get, I always get off the record, so I never get to get an interview. But this year, Mad Catz has been doing a lot of big things.
Yes.
PAX East, you had a big booth. E3, you had a big booth. What was the idea behind doing those showcases at these events?
So I'm glad you actually noticed. We're going to more and more events, and we're actually making it a bigger spectacle that we're involved. And it's not really something that we're doing just to push our products. It's just really to highlight gaming in these communities. We're all about the game right now. And I think if we're not highlighting the games, then we're doing something wrong. So that's why we started bringing in our players from all over the world, trying to reach out to more and more communities. But I think our goal really is to just make sure people know exactly what we're doing and who we're supporting.
I mean, those were great because the PAX East prior, it was just pretty a small booth, a couple monitors for people to play, but it's more a big of an event. Now, with you being at E3, you got to see a lot of, groundbreaking stuff introduced. Xbox One, the PS4, Killer Instinct. For me, I didn't get the chance to play it. I haven't had the chance to see any videos. How is the feel of Killer Instinct?
It's great. I mean, I've never been so excited for a game where you can only play with two characters. I mean, I think the guys at Double Helix have been Double Helix and Microsoft. They've been doing a great job, and you probably heard all the stuff. I mean, initially the Xbox One, and then when the PS3 or PS4 had its conference, they killed Microsoft, pretty much killed them. But Microsoft went back and made some changes, and it seems like everyone is a lot happier than they were at E3 time. And I think that says a lot for the company, not just the company, but how they care about gamers in general. So that partnered up with how great I thought the game was at E3. I'm really, really excited. I haven't been as excited for a fighting game in a while. Probably not since like the last Tekken came out. So I'm really looking forward to Killer Instinct. And my boy, formerly from the Tekken team, is with them. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Shout outs to Rich. I'm happy for him. Now with these new consoles, you also introduced a new arcade stick, where you said it's the most customizable arcade stick. What was the idea behind what started the brainchild for this arcade stick?
Actually, okay, so we announced the Tournament Edition 2 arcade stick for Xbox Ones at E3, and I know a lot of people on the internet have been like, oh, Xbox One, because you know how there was that negative stigma towards Xbox One, and they're asking like, hey, where's the PS4 one? There's no fighting games announced for PS4 yet, so
how could you showcase
yeah, how can we showcase it? So I mean, I think a lot of people are getting a little ahead of themselves, but when it's time, we'll announce things. But as far as the TE2 goes, it's been a labor of love, and it's been a long time coming. We've actually been working on that stick for quite some time now, and really researching what the community wants. I think it was good for us to wait till next gen to kind of see how the community would react to it. Initial reaction so far has been fairly positive. Aside from all the trollish comments about Xbox One, it's been very, very positive. We've been engineering it in a way where it can please. We're going to try to please everyone. I know you can't please everyone, but we're going to try to. And I think that's the great thing about us and how we work with the community is we actually really listen. We're not going to try to just sell you something that that's going to try to make us money. If it was all about that, I mean, dude, compared to other product categories out there, fighting games isn't as big. So really, this is just something that we're doing because we love fighting games and we love the community itself. So the TE2 has been an exhausting project. Like I said, I mentioned in another interview that this is the most customizable arcade stick ever made, and we stand by that. So as far as details on why, you'll see more at EVO.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you also introduced your own console in a way, in a sense, at E3. Yes. Can you give more information about that?
So we have this thing called Project Mojo. It's actually an Android-based open platform gaming console. It's think of it as a really buff cell phone without a screen. And and what we're trying to do is we're trying to make it a new standard for gaming and not really force anyone to use a certain thing. We want it to be open platform. So even though obviously we have kind of an advantage because we make hardware, we make controllers and stuff like that, we make headsets, we make mice. Even though all of our stuff will work with it, we're not limiting you to use our stuff. You'll be able to use it with anything out there. If you have a favorite mouse already, you have a favorite keyboard, whatever, you could use that. And that goes the same for the software. Why limit yourself to everything that's just on a single platform, whether it's Google Play or Amazon Marketplace? we want it to work with everything. And we're going to try to work with different providers and software and developers and publishers to make sure that we're able to accommodate pretty much everything that's already out there currently and some more. So really think of it as an open platform gaming console. We've been working very closely with NVIDIA. We're trying to integrate, at the very least, Tegra 4. That way, if you have a good enough PC, you're able to pretty much clone what your PC is, and like it'll be like a mobile version of your PC, or so to speak. So I think it's really exciting, and it's something that not only casual gamers would be excited about, but hardcore gamers as well, just because of the PC integration. So there's a lot of stuff going for it.
That's awesome. I mean, you do a lot of great stuff for the community. Everybody knows all the hard work you put in. And we both mentioned earlier Rich. Rich with leaving Namco. I was talking to GM, and he was saying that the Tekken community right now is shaky. That's, somebody needs to be brought in to, help support the Tekken community, like Rich did. I mean, you, with your Tekken background, what do you think could happen to give the community a boost again?
I mean, Rich, obviously moving to a different company, does not mean he's not out of the Tekken community. He's still going to be there. Everyone's going to still be supporting. I think it's really up to the gamers themselves and the players. They have to be ones to show up, the guys that make the content. Everyone that pushes the scene the way they're doing now, they're going to have to just step it up. I mean, this happens all the time where Tekken's a hard game. It's hard to keep people engaged. I mean, the core fan base is always going to be there. But as far as getting new people involved, it's going to get harder and harder. And that's just the nature of the beast. Tekken is something that you really have to work for. I mean, I don't want to say other games are as easy to get into, but I mean, I think that's just the simple truth. There's games that are easier to play than others. And this community, the online is so good that sometimes people don't want to play and go to events because they're just content with staying home and playing online. And that's cool too, but I mean, there has to be a happy medium between the casual gamers, the tournament players and stuff like that, that they're able to push it in a way that it brings new people in. And the best way I can think of doing that is just spread the word, let people know that this is a game that people play and this is a game that people care about. I've been working very closely with Namco for about, I don't know, who knows how long, ever since I've been a fan. And I'm really close with the development team. I've actually been talking to them about this kind of stuff. What can we do to keep the Tekken fan interested? And rest assured, I mean, they're taking the necessary steps to make sure that people, they just released a new free-to-play model. Obviously, it's not going to be a replacement for Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and that's still going to be the tournament game, but it does let them know that they're still working on Tekken. They still have Tekken in mind, and I think that's a great thing. Harada-san and his development team, they've been doing a great job of actually listening to the community. They've kept their game balanced for the most part for the past couple of years, and I really cheer them on for what they really do, because they work endlessly. I mean, they're working on multiple titles a year, and I think it's just like I mentioned with what we do with the TE sticks. It's a labor of love. They're doing it because they have pride. They have a lot of pride in it, and I think that's the best way to go about doing it. You want to stay on. I really think they're one of the best development teams as far as fighting games goes. Many people will probably disagree with me, but one thing that you can't deny is they actually make changes based on the community. So that's what I like about them, and I'm going to keep supporting them as far as that goes.
Now, with futures events, aside from EVO, is there any other events where Mad Catz will have their big booth, erect and set up for, like a nice showcase?
Yeah, I mean, while we haven't announced it officially, but we are looking to be at every single major gaming event as far as the industry goes. For fighting game tournaments, we're always there. We're going to be more and more involved with PC gaming, so you'll see us at more esports events as well. But our like I said, our goal is all about the games. We want to support the community and the people that make things happen. So you will see us at pretty much all the major U.S. fighting game tournaments, but events like Gamescom, Tokyo Game Show, PAX Prime, you'll see us have some kind of presence at those events as well. Hopefully we'll be able to do the big show like we did, but we'll see. It's still too early to tell.
All right, again, Mark, thank you for your time. I know you're kind of busy. You got to go do your thing, and appreciate it, and we out.
We out.
And his opponent, standing in at 7 feet 12 inches, one of the most handsome men alive, perhaps the greatest dive kick player of all time, your guy's very own, Orlando's own, CEO Alex Jabali. How many of you like MarkMan? How many of you like Jabali?
Nick's gonna get 5-0.
You know, originally we were supposed to play this match with a little stipulation. But this so-called organizer for the community bitched out. Originally, we were going to have a match where the loser would have to shave his head right away. But he was afraid his hair wouldn't grow back. So now that the people are here, Mr. Jabali, what say you? My tournament, my rules. Let's do this. I didn't have anybody to shave my head. If anybody has clippers, go get them. We'll have the stipulation and I'll do it. All right, loser gets their head shaved. Tomorrow morning at Great Clips for only $12.